Hey, it's Fabi Pop. Right back at you. Hoy Fabi Pop se levantó con un espíritu tan bueno. Tú sabes lo bueno del día hoy. Es que cuando tú pones a Dios en el medio, you know, I start laughing to myself because when I say in Spanish to put God in the middle, my initial thought is this. Because in all reality, to me, in my perception, let's pretend you see a red candle shining so bright. And on that red candle, around it, you find that there's many layers to that candle, especially if you're standing in a standpoint and you got about, let's say, 5 more other people standing and looking at that candle, but the other people are viewing that candle different, but it's the same red candle. You get my drift? So in religion, there's many layers, there's many stuff. It's how an individual perceives that religion. And you just gotta respect other people's religion, and you gotta respect other people's way of living their life. No one should be condemned for me and that other people watching that candle, and I say, hey, you gotta believe what I see. And the other person's like, no, you look at what I see. So pretty much in those perceptions, you have Catholic, Judaism, Buddhism, any other kind of spirituality, but each individual are nurturing from that spirituality. Okay, you just gotta let others be and not push. Because it falls down to this, and what it reminds me constantly, when we have our own perception of life and others want to push, or others are in that spirit of that jealousy, or evil spirit of that sexuality. You know, as humans, we have a gift and a curse at the same time. And be able to receive such great spirituality, but yet end up receiving the evil as well. And we have to learn how to balance it out in all reality. Because your temple of the self is so important to be nurtured. It has to be catered to a point that when you know an evil entity is approaching you and making you have certain kind of thoughts, you gotta learn and have the power to dismantle it, and you can. As for me, for myself, I don't know if anyone else had encountered what I have, but I've noticed that my jealousy, my way of distorted sexuality in the past, not saying currently, but in the past, and also that pride, did not let me live my true authentic self, because I was so busy in those evil demonic spirits, or just growing pains, or just that's part of life in growing up and learning how to navigate. But because I have those disadvantages of that kind of toxic within my temple, and to reflect it to others, every time I have the gift of doing better for myself, it was still around me. It was still there. For example, before I met my husband, I had to literally take 2 years of celibacy. Literally 2 years. So I can detox, clean out, and heal from all the trauma of the sexuality, because in all reality, in the past, I didn't know how to deal with that. I really didn't. And even though in my family around me, there were certain family members that really didn't treat sexuality as something so pure and good. Because certain family members also have distorted perception about sexuality. And also, in terms of jealousy, certain family members are heavy on that jealousy. And it's always some kind of competition. It's always some kind of bullshit gossip. I'm just gonna be real. Due to that, indulging into that has made me miss the beauty within families of connection, has made me miss that someone that I had as a friend in my 20s, that was there all along, that was gonna become eventually my future husband, because it was all around. Or anything that I deal with when it comes to wanting to create or wanting to have passion to do, I just didn't do it out of pride. And I didn't get to do anything and get that connection because I thought other people were jealous of me and that kind of perception. And it just, that kind of spirit toxicity, it does not lead you to anything that you need in this life and this purpose. It's what comes down to. But I had to learn within myself and take a step back and say to myself, Fab, forgive yourself for everything you have done in the past. Forgive yourself. And this is what I mean about religion and how people perceive things, because if it wasn't for me standing in front of that candle and sharing that light, it's hard that when you're going through things from the past and trying to have that transformation in your current situation to change, to do better, you need that security within yourself, knowing that it's okay to release. It's okay, because if someone else in the spiritual realm already forgiven you, you can forgive yourself. Whether that can be any type of religion. Because what you're doing at the end of the day is not pushing or forcing anybody to do something different. You're literally being authentic and being the true you by helping other people. And that's the transformation that I am here to let you all know, that within healing, also in art, has come to a greater balance for my perception as I see that candle shining so bright. Gotta think about what is which one is yours? How do you see that bright red candle?